downstairs. You can probably hear the vents, but if nothing else, I actually have books in my background. So that's exciting. Hey there, my name's Miranda. Welcome to another video, and I'm actually home for the holidays, so I get a different background for a little while. However, that means I now have to hold my camera myself because I don't have a camera stand. Anyway, this video is going to be my vlog for the Magical Readathon Christmas at Hogwarts Edition. So it's only the second day actually. I just completely forgot to actually start vlogging yesterday, but I didn't read anyway, so I guess it's fine. So I at least thought I would show my TBR, and for this TBR there's a list of different challenges you pick and choose to eventually get down to the Christmas feast at the end, where you will watch a Harry Potter movie. However, it is optional, but I want to watch one anyway. Alright, so there are 5 books that I've chosen for this. Alright, so I just have them on my bed so you can see my shadow, and then there's also my stuff to wrap presents. Now that I'm home, my mom has her, as she calls it, her Christmas elf back, which means she doesn't get to do the wrapping, I do. Anyway, so for these challenges, the first one is to finish your coursework, which is your current read, and that is currently Furyborn. I've been reading this in September. It's not taking me long because I dislike it. In fact, I'm really enjoying it right now. It's because all my library books and dissertation readings have kind of, they've been a little bit more important because I own this. I don't have to attempt to renew it, and dissertation work. Alright, so the next challenge is you help Hagrid decorate the tree, so a book with golden detail. And I'm going to read The Bearing the Nightingale by Catherine Arden because there's a bit of gold detailing here, so I'm going to take it as it works. And I really want to read this while I'm home for Christmas because I'm going to see what a seasonal theme read does, see if that might change my reading mood. Probably won't. Next, it's Visit the Three Broomsticks for Mahler Pixie Wine, so read a book that should only take you a day or evening. So I'm going to read Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo because it's just a small little collection of fairy tales. So I'm assuming I can get that read in just one sitting. It really shouldn't take that long, especially since there's also illustrations and whatnot. I got this from my library here at home because I don't own this. Next is Attend the Yule Ball, so a book you've been preparing yourself for, and I'm going to read Storm Dancer because I'm very excited for this book. But I feel like I'm going to have to be prepared for it because it's a lot outside of what I usually read. Because I don't usually read steampunk. Like, they've come up, I guess it was sort of in that Cassandra Clare series with that prequel one with the Clockwork Princess and whatnot, maybe? But for the most part, I've never read it, so it's something that's just very new to me. And I am very excited for this, but because I've never read something like it before, I am a bit nervous. And the last one before we get to attending the Christmas feast is You Bring a Festive Treat to Hedwig. So a book with an animal on the cover, title, series name, whichever. So I'm going to read Shadow of the Fox again from my city library because I'm really excited to read this. I want to get to it, and it has fox in the title, so it counts. But yeah, hopefully that goes well. That's my little reading list. So yeah, hopefully this goes okay. If I manage to finish all 5, I will be very, very proud of myself. Alright, it's now day 3. It's like 4 p.m. I still haven't started reading for this Magical Readathon. It's day 3. It's day 3. I'm already failing at this readathon. I keep saying I'm gonna start, but then there's other things that I just kind of do instead. I'm home visiting family. I want to see my friends. I have all my mom's wrapping still to do because I'm the Christmas elf that lives in the basement. Yeah, I know you can probably make out the stack of my planned reading mildly staring me down. Yeah, it's just there. Alright, it's now day 6. Not only am I doing really bad at this readathon, I'm also just doing a terrible job of keeping a record of this for a video. I'm trying, okay? Alright, so good news is I finally finished my coursework, so I've completed Furyborn. I'll say more in my wrap-up for the end of the month, but I will say I really, really enjoyed this book. I had a theory, I thought I was wrong for a bit, then I thought I was right again. I was right, but I really, really liked it because it ended up being a rather interesting twist. I'm actually a little sad I have to wait so long for the next book because I really need to know what happens next. Alright, so my coursework is done. So now for Christmas at Hogwarts, I get to go and help Hagrid decorate, so a book with gold detailing. So I will be reading The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden? Yeah, Catherine Arden. I've already started it. I'm a little over 100 pages in, and I have to say, I really like this so far. A friend of mine had read it. She told me I was probably going to like it because she absolutely loved it, and we have relatively similar taste in books. So yeah, this looks like it's going to be another one that I'm going to like, that she said I'm going to like. This book is actually pretty fantastic. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. And it has like Russian fairy tales, and I really enjoyed reading Russian fairy tales. And because I appreciate it so much, this book has, where is it? It has a glossary. Thank God, because there are so many Russian terms that I just have no idea what they're saying. I love it when my books have glossaries, so I actually understand what I'm reading and I don't have to look it up on my phone. Alright, it is now the 24th of December. It is day 8. It is Christmas Eve. Yes, I know I'm doing terrible at keeping like a decent vlog of this readathon, but just bear with me, please. I am proud to say though that I am almost done Bear and the Nightingale. I will be finishing this today, and then I plan on reading The Language of Thorns, which is for... which was it? Alright, so after helping Hagrid decorate the trees, I will be visiting the 3 broomsticks for Muller Pixie Wine. So that's the read that should only take you day or evening. So I will be reading Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo, because that's just a collection of some folk tales and fairy tales for her Grishaverse. It also has really pretty illustrations. That's kind of why I picked it up from the library, because when you open it, there's just these really pretty illustrations, and I figured it'd be nicer to read it as a hard copy rather than on my e-reader, where the illustrations are probably going to be in black and white instead of in this beautiful color. So yeah, I took it from the library because I wanted the coloring. So yeah, if I keep to that, if I finish that tonight, I can then start Storm Dancer, so I might actually finish 4 of my books, and then I can watch a Harry Potter movie. Alright, it's now much later in the evening. I am almost done. I have like 50, 60 pages left of this book. And then maybe I'll read Language of Thorns tonight as well. Maybe? I don't know, this might put me to sleep if I'm being honest, because it was a little bit of a long day. I had to go out for some last minute shopping, bake some brownies for my brother, made some stuff for tomorrow. But if nothing else, it's a great Christmas home. Even got to participate in our yearly family tradition of watching the 1950s Christmas Carol, and I have to admit I missed that quite a bit. Now that was a good book. And I now really would like to read the sequel, but I don't have it. Oh well. Next up is this, but it's... what time is it by now? Maybe not right now. I will read you tomorrow in the morning. Merry Christmas! And also day 9 of the Magical Readathon, the second last day. Alright, so I finished Bear and the Nightingale pretty late last night, which means I can now go to, what was the last? I visit the 3 broomsticks to have some Muller wine, Pixie Muller wine. So that is a read that will take me not very long, so essentially in one sitting, one evening. So I'm gonna read, and I'm gonna go find it. Here we are. I'm gonna read Language of Thorns. So I think I'm gonna take this upstairs. I'm gonna go read with my family. Yeah, no, I don't film with my family around. It's just not something I'm yet comfortable with. So yeah, I'm gonna go read this upstairs with my family, enjoying a nice quiet Christmas, probably as our cat naps nearby as well. Alright, it is now many, many hours later, but I am finished Language of Thorns. So I enjoyed it for the most part. There were a couple tales in here I liked, a couple they were okay. Hands down, my favorite was probably the last story in here, which was also the longest one. I think I'm just losing my taste for short stories. I think it's high school that did it to me. Either way, I'm done. I finished my visit to the 3 broomsticks. So now, next is I am attending the Yule Ball, so I'm reading a book that I prepared myself for, and that is Storm Dancer by J. Kristoff. So I've just finished the first chapter. Not too bad so far, quite a bit different from the other ones I've read, because this one is a steampunk book, which is not really something I read. It's just never really come up before. I've seen a lot of steampunk books, but I've never tried any of them. I also just finished watching Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, so I technically went to the Christmas feast without fully finishing the entire challenge. But my dad and I really wanted to watch Philosopher's Stone, so it's okay. I'm gonna call it now. I think I stand a chance of maybe finishing Storm Dancer tomorrow. I don't think I'm getting to Shadow of the Fox. I might start it. I am definitely not finishing it. Alright, it's the 26th. It's the last day of the readathon, and this is how far I am in my book choice for the Yule Ball. And it's already, oh yeah, it's already 4:45 p.m. So I'm gonna go with I probably won't finish this today. I decided to watch Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets and Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban instead. I started the feast early without finishing the challenges. I have no regrets. What I have so far read for Storm Dancer, I am enjoying it. It's a really, it's different, but it's still very reminiscent of like how I guess the past may have been during the feudal era of Japan. I don't know, I've never really studied it in detail. Or maybe not the feudal era, there's shogun, so that's the shogunate. I think I learned about that in public school. I think. Anyone else who's taken Canadian school system, please agree with me. We learned about the shogunate in Japan at some point in, I think, high school or junior high. It was probably junior high. Yeah, junior high was globalization, maybe? Oh great, if this book's making me question what I learned in junior high, I don't know if that's gonna make me enjoy it. Well, either way, I know I will finish this. Don't think I'm gonna get to Shadow of the Fox, though. And once again, as with Bear and the Nightingale, this book also has, and thank gosh for it, a glossary. Thank you. Like, I do know some of the terms that they've been listing, because as I said, I think I did study the shogunate in junior high or something, plus I do read a lot of manga, I watch a lot of anime, and I watch a lot of Southeast Asian dramas, because I don't know why, I just really enjoy them. So some of these I do recognize, but there's bits and pieces that come up that I have no idea what they're talking about. So it's really nice to have that glossary for when I do actually need it. So again, I don't have to look it up on my phone. Especially when my phone's dead, which has been happening a lot lately. Also, when I'm home, I have no access to the internet unless I'm actually connected to Wi-Fi, so I can't look up stuff as often if I'm traveling around with my book and reading. So thank you for this glossary. Alright, it is now the 27th. It is the day after the end of the readathon. Okay, so I never got past Yule Ball. I'm still reading Storm Dancer. I'm not very far in it. I am really enjoying it. It's very different from what I'm used to, though, so I have to concentrate quite a bit when I'm reading it because it's just a lot different from what I usually read. But for the readathon, out of 5 books, I did finish 3. And those were my coursework. I finished reading Furyborn, and I absolutely love this book. Plus, I finally finished it after starting it back in September. I helped Hagrid decorate the tree, and for that I read Bear and the Nightingale, and I absolutely love this book. In fact, I went out today and bought the sequel. And then I went to the Three Broomsticks, and I read Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo. And again, I did enjoy it. Some stories I liked a lot better than others, though. So other than that, I think this was a relatively successful readathon for being home. The only thing I did worse than how many books I read for the readathon was how up-to-date I kept with my vlogging for this. I already know this is not going to be a very long video. But that's fine. I'm not comfortable yet filming at home. So I don't think I'm going to do any more readathons until after my dissertation's done in April, and I think that's also when the next Magical Readathon is. So hopefully I can vlog that. And hopefully I will do a much better job. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos by me, both bookish and travel related, please be sure to click that subscribe button down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye!